Lesson 4.2, Rates. In this lesson, I'm going to briefly discuss how to find a unit rate as well as a unit price. Before we get to the examples, let's talk about some of the vocabulary in this lesson. The first one is rate. And a rate is a lot like a ratio, but in this case, you're comparing two different kinds of units. For example, let's say money and time, or two different types of distances, let's say. As far as a unit rate, it's when you find it in its simplest terms. So in other words, what you would do is you would get your rate and divide both numbers, the denominator and the numerator, by the denominator. So it's like you're finding, let's say, how many miles per hour, or how much you're paying per unit or per object. Unit price is the exact same thing, except in that case, you're talking about the price per object. In example 1, if Samantha picked 45 oranges in 5 minutes, we want to know the unit rate. So just like I mentioned earlier, you would write it in the order that they gave it to you. It would be oranges per minutes, and you would divide both of them by the denominator. This will give you the unit rate. One thing you're going to notice is that if you're doing it correctly, your denominator should always end up being 1. In this case, we ended up getting 9 oranges per minute. In example 2, we want to know what the unit rate would be if a dragonfly travels 18 miles in 30 minutes. So you would divide both the numerator and denominator by 30. When you do this, and of course the work is not here, you would have to actually do the calculations to see it firsthand, but you would end up with 0.6 over 1, which is like saying it travels 0.6 miles per minute. Remember, I'm only briefly touching on each subject. They are just brief summaries or recaps, if you will. So please be sure to leave a question in the comments below if you have any inquiries that you would like to make. And lastly, thanks for watching.